Hey, I'm John. Welcome to my podcast. Whoop. I'm stumbling over my mumbling. All right, let's turn that down a little more. You are listening to Thoroughly Unqualified doing Rancid Bear Grease. Spit it out. This is from September 1st, 1997. This tape has two songs on each side. The first side is Rancid Bear Grease, and the second song is Virgins of Pump Number 3. And then we've got on side B Cowboy Alligators and Ooh Ah. You should have that photo of that cover, I think, on the video here. We'll see. I can't. I thought maybe I got the covers mixed up on the videos. Hopefully, I got it right. But they did no stupid little drawings on this cover. Just those four songs, and it says John, Matt, Mike. So this is the three of us doing our thing. I'm going to turn it up and let you hear Mike.
The only cure for that is a vial of Rancid Bear Grease.
I haven't heard this since we made it. This is so funny. Mike and I had some dumb thing going on with Rancid Bear Grease. We did a series of, or at least I know I did a series of emails from the perspective of a character I used to play on my webcast, and he used Rancid Bear Grease and owl feathers in the kiddie pool. Not going there right now, but we went there. Yeah, we were pretty weird. You know, I never really thought of myself as weird. I've always thought of myself as pretty standard dude. But I think I am actually weird. I just thought everybody was just like me. I don't know.
You want to play in the heat with us?
All right.
Temperature is tropical.
So,
And the air is thick.
if you can tell, this is a pretty clean recording. You know,
Bugs is warming my head.
it's not a clean performance by any means.
And the only cure for that is Rancid Bear Grease.
Okay, so the playing, you know, it's got a long way to go. Long way to go. But for three guys in a drum machine to just sit down and hit start, Mike had asked me to do something with the sampler with Rancid Bear Grease, so I put those in there, and you know, and we had a blast. This is dumb, but it's experimental, it's creative, it's stupid, it's annoying, but it's ours, and we made a complete piece here live, you know, and it just is what it is, you know. That is our thing. The whole thing is for years that we played together. Get the tape going and just play, and shit just came out over and over again. That I came from somewhere in that attic, the Magic Attic. I think is maybe a good name for an album someday. But us getting together and doing our thing created something that took on a life of its own and became this musical thing that all we did was show up and get the things going, and then the Snout took over, man, and it pulled everybody in and took everything it could out of them, and we all played our best, like, because we know we were being recorded, even though we also knew no one was ever going to hear us. We played our absolute best and just did everything we could to make great music, or as great a music as we could in the time we had in that space. But the way we did it was to not think about it at all. I mean, at all. It was 100% just let's go, let's see what happens. And I think we got so used to playing with each other that what happened turned out to be some pretty amazing stuff. And I still, you're still going, yeah, whatever. I know. I've been listening to the tapes, and I can't believe we made some of the stuff we made that's as good as it is. It freaks me out. So, all right, we're gonna move on from Rancid Bear Grease, and let's see what's up with the Virgins of Pump Number 3, because I don't remember. I remember Rancid Bear Grease. I do not remember the Virgins of Pump Number 3. So we'll see. Oh, that's still Rancid Bear Grease. That's and I know I talk about the stuff we did down the road. I'm, you know, I'm blown away because I hadn't listened to it. I mean, it sat in a box, and we walked away from it. I don't know why. I think that's still Rancid Bear Grease. Mike and I used to have a lot of fun together. We have similar weird senses of humor. We're still going. Like I said, it's a 45-minute side with two things on it. I don't know if the tape's full, but yeah, you're gonna have to go a little ways to get the Virgins of Pump Number 3. Okay, this is something different.
Man, the greatest science fiction film. Stories about men mutating and slicing out their own eyeballs. Studio 54 made the greatest movie.
All right, so that's starting to sound like some punk. That's starting to sound. Now, Matt's kicking ass on the bass. Everything else is just a mess. I cannot play any kind of fast keyboards yet. I can't keep up. And I found my way around that. Is when things were going really fast, I still played slow. And I played like everybody's just going balls out, and I'm just plunking away over the top, but finding a way to make it fit and then blending in. And a lot of the songs take shape because my slow pieces blend in and get picked up as the main part. And yeah, it's interesting. So I guess this is the Virgins of Pump Number 3. I think there was lyrics about the gas station and virgins. I don't remember. Listen to me trying to play those keyboards. They're so awkward. It's just awful. I had no idea how to play keyboards, especially if it was chords. I was much better playing one note at a time and just noodling around a little bit. And when I say noodling, I say that very lightly, because if it was noodling, it was slow, fat, wide lasagna noodles, because I wasn't doing any serious noodling. All right. I think that's enough of that. We're going to flip this tape, and we're going to rewind it. I wanted to talk a little bit about the excuse me, the Tascam Studio 8 and how I used it. I bought that thing, like I said, I don't remember where I got it, how much I paid for it. I really don't. I never got a manual with it. There was no online to get a manual, or at least I wasn't online to get a manual. I didn't grow up with computers, and I didn't get my first one until the late '90s, or it had to be 2000. It had to be after all this. I got my first computer, or maybe right at the end of all this. Um, but I never really. I figured it out. I mean, stuff was pretty obvious. All the connections and everything. But as far as manipulating it to get sound, I never really learned any of that. I just I was telling Mike the other day. I don't remember looking at any slider numbers or knob numbers or dials. I do remember watching the meters, so we weren't blowing out the levels there and there. But as far as knowing where things were set by number, no. I was in the headphones recording while we were playing live, and the noise was bouncing all over the attic. Even though I had the headphones on, it was really hard to tell what was in the headphones and what was in the attic. And trying to mix that while playing and controlling the drums. I was just reaching over and pushing and turning until it was right in my headphones. It was just pushing things around until I got the sound separated. I could hear all the instruments, and then it was, okay, that instrument needs a little bit of high end, and that instrument needs a little bit of low end, and just trying to get it so in that crowded space with all that noise, that when we got the tape, you could hear everybody clearly, and there are tapes you'll hear where somebody's level is just off the whole night, and you can barely hear their instrument, and I hate that. It was so noisy in that attic that sometimes I got it wrong, but there's some that I really got right. Are we done rewinding? Let's see. Yes, we are. All right, so we're going to start with side 2 here. Turn that back up. Side 2. It's called Cowboy Alligators, followed by Ooh Ah. Cowboy Alligators. Let's see what's happening here. Way too much bass. All right, so I got the rhythm going, and I'm plunking the keys to play the Cowboy Alligator sample, and there's other sample in there too. I can't tell what it's saying. I don't remember this, but I know I did this. So so you say you like independent music? That's some. God knows what we were thinking. God knows. And again, still, if you listen, Matt's good. Mike's trying to play some guitar. This is just a weird thing. Oh, but here's a problem too. Up until now, we still don't have a bass amp. All right, Matt's amp is going through the same amp that I'm recording the drums with. His bass is going through the same amp I'm recording the drums with, which is a regular guitar amp. Um, our quality and Matt's quality will improve a lot when he gets a bass amp and we can really hear his playing. So he's doing this through a bass or a guitar amp with a drums playing in it as well, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or he's sharing it with Mike's guitar. But we had to share amps. We didn't have them, you know. There's a song later where there's a pause in it, and I think a friend Ryan was over for that session, and I'm like, Ryan, yeah, I got 4 things running through that amp. He was plugging into an amp. I was like, no, you got to use the other one. I already got 4 things in this one, so you got to plug the other one. Because it was drums, keyboards, vocals, and bass were all in the same thing, and the recording's okay. You know, we made do with what we had. You know, I think you'll see on one of the video or one of the podcasts soon. I put a combination of that day's tape and all the really shitty microphones. I found them. I have them still. They were in the storeroom. And I just laid them out and took a quick picture. You can see the really, really shitty quality of some of our microphones. I mean, they were awful. I mean, they were as low quality as you can get. And you can think, oh, you're thinking about... No. I'm talking about a 2-inch long piece of plastic that plugged into a little cassette recorder, you know, that sat on your desk. It's not meant for anything but dictating. I mean, it's as shitty as can be. And I have several of those really crappy plastic microphones, and you'll see them in the picture. I mean, but I got sound out of them. That was the whole deal. I got sound out of them. It had to be really modulated so that the amp wasn't blowing out that microphone. But once I got it coming through that microphone at a good, you know, non-distorted level, then I could manipulate it in the mixer, the Tascam, and bring it up in my ears. It frustrated the guys in the room sometimes because they couldn't play their instrument very loud, or it wouldn't be heard on the tape, or it would just be complete distortion. And you'll hear some really awful, like one particular instrument or 2 particular instruments playing off each other that doesn't work, where it's just this scratchy, growly, awful recording of just that instrument. You know, everything else is clean, but something's up, or you hear there's one where a chord was bad, and you can hear the scratchiness and shit like that was going on all the time. I'm amazed we got as many clean recordings as we did. So, have you fallen in love with Cowboy Alligators? All right. We're going to try to get to Ooh Ah. Ooh Ah. That's the next one. And this, you know, this doing one tape at a time. I mean, I got to go through like 50 tapes. So there's going to be 50 episodes. And that doesn't even include if we like try to do episodes where Matt or Mike want to talk or that kind of thing. I mean, the seagull sounds again. Jesus, that's so. I'm still using the Casio here with that shitty seagull sound, I think. So the sequencer wasn't my keyboard. It could only play stuff that I recorded into it. Let's see. Or the sampler. I had a separate keyboard, and then I actually upgraded the Casio too to something better. I can't remember what it was, but it was a good one. And again, that was got at a thrift store. This is Ooh Ah. And the ooh ah is the seagull sound. Ooh ah. Let's turn it up and see if we can hear on this recording. You heard when Mike. You heard when Mike stopped playing, everything cleared up because his guitar was just total distortion. Uh, so th- so that sorry, I got confused with my knobs again. So that is kind of a nice atmospheric thing. It wasn't, it still lacking a whole lot, but we're finding our feel. We're finding a little bit of a flow, and I got the sampler going. I guess you know what? Maybe that no, whatever. I got the keyboards going, and I got another keyboard. You can hear my kind of low, whispery keyboard too. Maybe those two are played in conjunction. I'm not certain. But yeah, this isn't good. No, but have you ever heard anything else like it? I mean, that's the deal. Is that we weren't trying to be rock stars. We weren't trying to play rock music. We weren't trying to play any particular kind of music. We just wanted to play music, and nothing dictated what it was going to be more than what the drum beat was. That was basically you get the drum beat going, and Matt would find something that fit bass wise, and it would become something fairly quickly. So yeah, like I say, this isn't good, but it's a clean recording. I don't know if I can even hear Mike's guitar in there. I'm not sure what it is. Oh, there I can hear him over on the left, but yeah. All right. Well, that's a nice short episode today. I'm gonna play this out with ooh ah for a little bit, and we're gonna call it an episode. I know it's a little shorter, but we got through it pretty quick. There wasn't that much on this tape to deal with. Little sampler stuff, little slight improvement. Creating atmosphere, that kind of thing. I think that's good stuff. So yeah, this has been episode 8 of the Snout. We were a band. My name is John Dundas, and I hope to see you back here next time when we move into a whole new tape. Have a good one.